Alright, so Duffer again. Remember this? Year ago. We bought this and registered it. It's MOT and tax exempt, so it's easy to register. It's a 1967 postie bike from America, but it was lock solid. We knew the motor was lock solid when we got it. Unfortunately, somebody tried to free it off by putting a socket and that on the nut on the generator on the crankshaft, snapped the nut off in the crank. Managed to get all the bits out, thankfully, so put a new bolt in there. But the water had got down the bore. It's obviously on the intake stroke, so the inlet valve was open slightly and water went down the air intake and seals are up solid. So what I did, and I don't know why I don't see it labelled, organised, I don't know why I haven't done this for decades. That toolbox there is full of special tools. But basically what I did, I had to make a tool to get the flywheel off so I could get the broken bit of bolt out. Then I made a tool. This goes in the plug hole. Because the piston is not at top dead centre, but it's on its way down. So I poured some transmission fluid in and let it soak for a few days. This screws in with a copper washer. And you can fill it full of grease. I had to make a little cap to go over the intake because where the valve was open, it would squirt the grease out the hole. So we did that, and then I pressurised it as much as I could and left it, went off and done something else. And about half 6, 7 o'clock that evening, I went to try it and it had gone free. So it had effectively hydraulically unstuck the motor. Thankfully, even though it was lock solid, it hasn't done a lot of mileage and there wasn't any real wear in the bore. So the water hadn't got past the piston rings. Result, I attached some photos of what the bore was like when we took it apart and it looked gross. I mean, it really did look gross. It will take a 1mm rebore to rectify this. And I thought, why don't I do the 54mm piston conversion, so 50 to 54. They say it gives it a bit more torque, which is no bad thing because I ain't got a lot to start with. And then I thought, why don't I port it? Because it's only got, I'm just about getting my pinky in there. So I thought, why don't I port it? And then I thought, this is dangerous to see so much thinking in one afternoon. I've got a much bigger carburettor kicking around. It's a 26mm Venturi, which I've used on these sort of bikes in the past with great success. So I've got a little manifold coming for it, which I'll probably have to modify to get the angle of the carb right to make it work. And then I thought, why don't I get the hot cam they put in these as well? See if we can get more horsepower as well as torque out of it. So I've got a load of bits coming from America. And unfortunately, my boring tool that fits my mill won't go down that hole. So I'm going to have to get a local engineering firm who do engineering manufacturing only to bore that for us, no big deal, and go from there. And also, because this is an old dinosaur, it's points ignition, which means I can play with the timing to a point, which is great. So now we're finally getting on with it. After a year of it sat here on this bench, hopefully when you see the next bit, we'd have got it all rebored and things happening. So you'll have to wait till the next instalment. All right.